Oh, here comes the cake, everyone.
Oh, God.
Look how melty that cake is as well.
I will be
all
honest.
Of those lights.
That cake looks delicious.
It looks really good.
My name is Luke Owen, and I love bad wrestling. Join me on my journey through a cavalcade of crapness, watching what many believe to be the worst wrestling matches of all time, to make my friends and you fall in love with bad wrestling too. This is my quest to find the worst match ever.
It's time to find the worst match ever. I am Luke Owen, DAD. I'm joined by Tempest.
I think we're about to find it.
I'm joined by Pete.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bad one. A very highly requested match. Rosie O'Donnell versus The Donald from Raw, January 8th, 2007. This is the start of the Vince-Trump feud, the Battle of the Billionaires, that will culminate at WrestleMania between Umaga and Bobby Lindsay. If Donald Trump is to be believed.
Blaster Lindsay.
The public feud between Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell is basically a marketing ploy to try and help the ratings for both their shows. The Apprentice in particular began to sink the last season, and thus everyone was looking for a way to get publicity for Trump. The plan was for Rosie to bury him for calling a press conference to publicly announce that Miss USA Tara Conner was going to keep her title amidst allegations that she'd been bebopping around at bars despite being underage and tested positive for cocaine. Wow, America.
What?
And Trump would threaten to sue Rosie and call her a stupid fat lesbian. What has publication become? Rosie ran him down regularly on The View, and Trump went on about 2,000 Fox News shows. The theme for 2007 seems to be celebrities cutting better wrestling promos than pro wrestlers. So anyway, the point is that Vince McMahon's mention of Trump last week and the Trump-Rosie match on Raw is only the beginning of what will end up as a program between Vince and the real Donald Trump. Seriously. This is another note from and I guess this is Brian Alvarez because it says here, I guess Vinny and I were the only people on Earth who enjoyed Raw. Internally, the show was seen as an utter disaster and embarrassment. I strongly suspect that's largely because of the Rosie Trump thing, which failed to a monumental degree in the building and had fans loudly chanting TNA. We're told there wasn't actually a VKM chant in the building. That's not Vincent K. McMahon, that's a Voodoo Kin Mafia, which was Road Dogg and Billy Gunn's thing they were doing in TNA at the time. Vince also nearly killed someone after the Todd Grisham Great Khali interview segment. Not sure what the problem was, something about how it was shot, but he was irate. The main event of this episode is John Cena versus the Great Khali.
I can't believe that people ever thought that Vince McMahon didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just before we started this, Tempest was talking about K-Fed, and Pete went, who's K-Fed? And
I know wrestling.
And well, he's not a wrestler.
Yeah, I know wrestling.
He was Britney Spears' boyfriend.
I only know who K-Fed is because he appeared on Raw a couple of times and he cost John Cena a handful of things. And he beat John Cena on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
We're going to start this match. There are timestamps down below for Peacock and the WWE Network. They'll be rolling throughout so you can keep sync with us. We unfortunately cannot put the video on screen because WWE will take it down, so you'll just have to enjoy us not enjoying watching this. I have not seen this since 2007.
I think I've only seen this like on Botchamania.
Yeah, I think that's about
Yeah,
my
well-
exposure as well.
Well, here we go, everyone. Let's get this over with.
All right.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Because this is
Here's Mr. McMahon again.
Mr. McMahon presents Rosie
2
O'Donnell versus
episodes,
the Donald.
back to back. Vince McMahon.
Well, at least he's not wrestling this time.
Yeah.
That person arrived. That person bought tickets for this show so he could watch Trump versus Rosie.
What a mark.
I just love that this is all based around fake outrage by two people who are actually working together to create fake outrage. That is what America was in 2007.
What do you mean
Was.
2007?
Yeah.
I'm trying to give America credit here. I already feel
Why?
bad for telling them to get their together. Also, there's people with DX merchandise. They're idiots. Stand by it.
That's a
I
promo
like the
for Vince.
06 DX shirt at the very least.
What, the one with the cartoons? And
No, it's just the spray painted DX.
Okay.
It's a snazzy shirt.
Snazzy.
It's not the one there because always remember they released the new and improved DX, which is flagrant false advertising DVD from their 2006 run.
Yeah. And here
Here's
comes Rosie O'Donnell.
Quote unquote.
Yep, so Rosie O'Donnell here is played by Kelly Adkins, who worked as Kylie McLean on the indie scene and was the NWA Women's Champion. Brian adds here, yes, NWA has a women's champion. In 2005, having won the title from Leilani Kai, or Leilani Kai rather.
Leilani Kai.
Yeah.
Former WrestleMania competitor Leilani Kai.
She was the co-trainer and co-promoter of the VWF Wrestling School and later the promoter of the Global Wrestling Alliance and NWA Virginia. She retired at the end of 2005 due to knee injuries. Oh, good. I'm glad she's wrestling a match here then.
On Raw.
On Raw.
Yeah, there was the DX DVD, and if you opened it, it was cartoon Triple H and cartoon Shawn Michaels mooning you.
Cool.
Because
Very
that's hardcore.
And people tell me that I'm really harsh on the 06-07 DX run.
The one thing I like from that run is when they rip the axle out of Vince McMahon's car, and he turns around and just screams to the heavens. It is one of the better Raw moments ever.
Now, I will say this for, I'm just going to double check her name, Miss Kelly Adkins here. She doesn't look that much unlike Rosie O'Donnell. But here comes Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
As played by
Wait for it.
Ace Steel.
Bite him! Bite her!
Just before we started recording, I said I need to get up the Observer or the Figure 4 from this time. And then I read that sentence and was like, oh, I forgot that it was Ace Steel.
I pulled up like Pro Fight or whatever just to try and find the date for this, and I typed in Donald Trump, clicked on fake Donald Trump, and it just went to Ace Steel, and I was like,
Oh, man.
huh, how about that?
That's wild.
Straight out of the Steel Domain Wrestling School.
Yeah. Also, you can tell that this is 2007. Look at those people in the crowd that are holding up signs of the Insane Clown Posse Psychopathic Records. Take me back, everyone.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, according to what Brian was writing there were no plans to get Rosie O'Donnell involved in the Vince versus Trump thing, but they would have liked to have had her involved.
Sure. Referees explaining
Explaining the rules. Because, you see, they are not pro wrestlers. One of them is a TV presenter, and the other one is another TV presenter.
Yeah.
And also the star of the live-action Flintstones movie, which, legit, she's pretty great in.
Lord.
This crowd have all of a sudden collectively realized what they're about to see. Just like,
It's like they spend like the first 2 minutes being like, haha, it's a joke, and look, it's Vince McMahon, let's bow to him. And then they're like, oh no, we have to watch this.
they
We
come to
paid
realize-
money to be
you,
here.
What do you think that guy that had the sign that said, I came to see Trump versus Rosie is thinking right now?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
Rosie O'Donnell is getting cake.
There's cake on the side. She got distracted by cake because...
Oh, well, there's your thumbnail, everyone.
Christ on a bike.
Because you see, everyone, she is fat and therefore likes cake.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, there was a sign there that says Rosie needs a saddle. I hope you're ashamed of yourself.
Wrestling fans. Mid-2000s wrestling fans.
True.
They deserve to be watching this. You bought a ticket to Raw after 2006.
Yeah, this is not long after the ECW chamber.
No.
This is only a handful
Mere
of
weeks later.
Mere weeks after. Look at those empty seats in the front row as well.
Good God.
If ever
I
there
can
was
now
a
Now that you said it's
bathroom
Ace Steel,
joke.
I can't unsee
I
it.
know. The second you just looked at directly at the camera, it's like, oh yeah, that is 100% Ace Steel.
100% Ace Steel.
Allegedly. Oh, Rosie O'Donnell overpowers the Donald. Has Ace Steel ever talked about this? Let me see if I can find an Ace Steel. Ace Steel talks.
When are we going to get the TNA chants? Because they're coming.
All right, I'll throw a little bit more volume up.
Like, okay, here's the thing. as bad as things ever got in WWE, there were never enough TNA fans that would pack an entire building or know what TNA was to be able to generate a TNA chant when things were at their worst. This is like the exception. Where it was either so bad or they were just in a spot with enough TNA fans coming together for this garbage.
Ace Steel's taking off the jacket.
No. That's not Ace Steel, Pete.
Sorry.
Do it properly.
The
Future
Donalds.
President of the United States, Ace Steel.
Okay. Ace Steel talks about playing Donald Trump.
I hear that his policies are biting.
Haha.
Very good, Pete.
Thanks, Luke.
That was pretty great, mate.
Got the reaction it deserved, I guess.
Luke is just trying to distract himself so he doesn't have to watch this.
This
like
whole
we do.
match is just f***ing Rosie doing stuff to Donald. That's it. She's just done like a... She threw him, and then she did a shoulder barge, and that's it.
God, the PW Insider website
And
is
another one.
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, but also it's an old one as well, so it is.
Like nothing happened. She knocks him down, and they look at each other for 2 minutes, and then they get back up and they do it again.
All right, I'll
He's
try to
running
find
off
it.
the ropes
He's running
again.
the ropes.
And
Luther's
press.
Luthez.
I'd argue still it was a better offensive maneuver than Vince McMahon's clothesline in his Pat McAfee match.
Absolutely. That looked like a competent Luthez press.
These are two wrestlers.
Yeah.
You trying to tell me that Vince is not a wrestler?
Yes.
Oh, and she's thrown down the Trump again, but the Donald, but he's
The
got to
Trump.
adjust his hair. This crowd are
The
crowd are realizing, oh, this is still going, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
This
cool.
is still it.
And now she's doing
She's
Hulk
doing
Hogan
a Hulk
poses.
Hogan thing for some reason.
Oh, Jerry Lawler, for shame.
I don't even know what he said, but that just encompasses pretty much all of his commentary.
He said she looks more like the Bulk.
Fucking got her.
Yeah.
JR, for the record, she is not the Hulk.
Oh, I was confused. Thanks, JR. Clearing that up.
Oh, you see, because he's got the hair, right? And I think the hair
How
has protected him.
Is this still f***ing going on?
Oh, it's a headbutt.
He
But
headbutted
because
her.
of the hair, it had like a +10 buff on it.
Of course. What?
Rosie O'Donnell's the heel in this match, right?
I assume.
Oh, he can't body slam her because
Oh.
you get it, you guys.
She's too big. Also,
Why
Oh,
would
no,
you
sorry.
kick out? Why would you kick out? Why would you not hear the reaction to this and just go home immediately?
Why would you kick out Ace? Why?
she-
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was bad. That was an awful splash.
It was really
Oh,
bad.
Oh, here comes the cake, everyone.
Oh, God.
The cake, I remind you, look how melty that cake is as well.
I will
under
be
all
honest.
of those lights.
That cake looks delicious.
It looks really good.
It's a very chocolatey cake.
Oh, yeah.
Cake looks delicious. The cake that she just moments ago wanted.
Ah.
There you go, cake in the face.
Cake in the face.
That cake hit her
Imagine-
so hard. She came out of one of her shoes.
Christmas Day.
Imagine what JR is thinking to himself.
Why am I still here?
Having
Why am I still employed?
This man called
steal.
Flair Steamboat.
Diving headbutt.
Diving headbutt by the Donald.
Just f***ing pin her! Jesus Christ.
1, 2, 3.
There
And
you
that
go.
one is over, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this
Me.
guy in the front row jumping up and down. They are finding genuine people going, hey. And somehow, because they just had a shot of Rosie there, they did not get any cake in her face.
It was all hair.
How did
hair.
How did you get no? That's your one spot. It's your one spot, and you look. She's got no cake in her face. Her face is fine. How do you fuck up that one spot? It's the easiest spot in wrestling. You land in cake.
I feel like...
He's so fucking proud of himself.
Vince
God.
is legit proud of himself for that. He was like, Can't wait to see the numbers come in, pal. The quarter hours are going to be huge.
Look, I know that this match was probably 5 minutes. God, that felt like half an hour.
But way long.
Me, that was so long. It's bad.
This is quite a rogues gallery of a leaderboard.
This is bad.
Tempest, I'm just going to hold it back here so you can see it a little bit. But it is. I mean, I'm going to move Jenna Sharma down.
Oh yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that brilliance near
No.
Patterson Briscoe. Of the 2 evening gown matches we've had, that
Yeah.
is the best one. So, where does this sit?
I mean, this is pretty bad. I mean, there's a real strong argument for that to be the worst.
Because there was some fun to be had in this, and like, that's Braun Breaker and that's Von Wagner.
Yeah.
However, The Miz does get hurt. No one gets hurt in that match. No one even gets hit by cake in that match. Is it... Oh, okay, I mean, so Tempest, you've got the pitch there for it to be top of the list. Worse than our new worst match ever.
Yep.
What is your argument?
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
This is everything. Like, if you're looking at this, and sure, the only thing I can say in its defense is no one gets hurt. Otherwise, it is f***ing atrociously wrestled, if you want to call it that. It's f***ing mean. It's mean-spirited.
That's true.
It is, if it's supposed to be comedy, it's not funny. It fails at every single thing that it tries to be. It's boring. It goes on way too long. And it's got shitty people in it. The person who played Rosie O'Donnell is probably nice. But Donald Trump is played by someone who bites.
Allegedly.
And Vince McMahon is just sitting there like, we did a good thing. There's TNA chance in this one. There's no TNA chance in any of these.
There isn't this one. There's an ECW chamber
Oh, you're
match.
right.
ECW Charger. Yeah.
Pete, what say you?
Tempest just kind of said everything that I wanted to say. Like, this fails at literally everything.
Yeah.
And The Miz versus Damien Priest was boring, but it was like a boring Raw match, you know, with all the terrible stuff around it, with Miz getting hurt and all the zombies and the everything
Pandemic
else.
as well.
It's pandemic times. It's not great, right? But the wrestling is still wrestling. This is not f***ing wrestling. That is bull. And it is, like you said, it's so mean-spirited. It's offensive in the same way that like Patterson and Briscoe is offensive. This is offensive. That, for me, makes it the worst match ever.
It is really mean-spirited, isn't it?
Really mean-spirited.
It is really mean-spirited. But also, like, they're all in on it. Like, it's mean-spirited to Rosie, but, like, Rosie was playing all of this up, like, because she needed ratings for her show, too.
Is she playing this part up? I think she was playing the Trump bit off of each other. But this is just Vince being like, haha, she's fat, pal. Haha.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how in on that she was. She never shows up on Raw.
No, it's
Trump
true.
was probably involved in all this.
Is that your
but
call, Luke?
I think this is the worst thing we've seen.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's,
got zero enjoyment out of it.
Absolutely.
At the very
absolutely
least,
none.
I got some enjoyment out of this, even if it was just, haha, there's Von Wagner.
Yeah.
yeah, like, it's not just that it's mean-spirited, because it's massively mean-spirited. This is for an audience of 1.
Yeah.
Maybe you can argue an audience of 3 if Rosie's in on the joke. So at the very least, you could say it's an audience of 2. Because I'd imagine Donald Trump thought this was hilarious. And Vince McMahon probably thought this was hysterical. You're right, like that smug look he has on his face there is just like, did a real good thing today. This is why I got into the profession of pro wrestling. The Miz versus Damien Priest is a gross bit of product placement that makes everyone look bad and stupid. People, but no one paid to see this. No one bought a ticket to go and watch this match happen. A lot of people bought tickets to go and see this episode of Raw.
Jesus Christ. Was it also falsely advertised? Was it advertised as legitimately Donald Trump versus Rosie O'Donnell is going to be on Raw? Because I don't know at the time.
I can't say that for sure, but I do think that is the worst wrestling match we've seen thus far.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst match.
That is a real strong contender for worst match ever.
Yeah.
There is not a single point during that where I smile.
Yeah.
It may just be like, oh, look, it's Ace Steel. which is not a point of this. Everything else, there's something to be found.
Yeah.
The most minuscule bit of enjoyment in any of this. There's a cool Randy Orton entrance. Fireworks go off. That makes it better than this.
John Morrison does a side flip in The Miz vs. Damien Priest onto some zombies.
Very true.
It's fun.
It's amazing that we've got a match here which is ranked higher than Zombies, where someone gets hurt. The Fiend versus Randy Orton, and Taker vs. Goldberg, where someone gets real hurt.
Yeah.
I also like that it's like, you say non-wrestler, but they're both wrestlers. But it's this, and they are at the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That was bad, you guys.
Holy God. I didn't know. I knew it was
What's
bad.
next?
I knew it was bad.
Oh,
I didn't know it was going to be that bad.
please be something good.
You're on the wrong show here, Pete.
Just something fun. You know, like a fun bad. Come on, Luke. Make us happy. Make us happy. Come on.
Okay, this has had a lot of requests.
Don't bother.
Bradshaw and Trish Stratus versus Chris Nowinski and Jackie Gage from Raw 2000.
You know, I might laugh at it at the very least. I'll laugh at William Regal's face when he looks at it and he's like...
It is a match that, I mean, I'm pretty sure every single person involved has said, that was the worst match of my career. And a match that everyone was like, maybe we shouldn't have put Jackie Gage out there to do a wrestle.
Maybe Tough Enough was a bad idea.
Maybe she was not ready for this match.
Maybe she was not tough enough.
Well, that is next week's episode, and you can join us there. But thank you for watching this episode. Please do leave your comment down below. Where would you rank the Donald versus the Rosie in our worst match ever listing? Please also press the thumbs up and press the subscribe button if it's your first time here. And we will see you for next week's episode. I have been Luco in DAD. That's been Tempest.
Wahoo.
And that has been Pete. I feel like I'm beating every bit of wrestling enjoyment out of these two. Jam that jam!
That's so bad. Much worse than I remember. And then 1, 2, 3. It just wins.
No, it's that. Pete, I think you're wrong. I think you are genuinely very wrong